Stop Load Board Pro for 6 months. The best tool for serious carriers. Don't miss out. Click the link in the description to get 20% off Load Board Pro for 6 months. Need capital to grow your business or cover unexpected expenses? Rock Financial has your back. Whether you're looking for a flexible line of credit, a fast cash advance, or tailored working capital solutions, Rock Financial makes it simple to get funded, often in as little as 24 hours. No hidden fees, an easy application, and real support from people who know the business. Ready to take your hustle to the next level? Tap the link in the description to get started with Rock Financial today. Wish insurance was this easy? With LogRock, it's like magic. Real coverage appears when you need it. No tricks. Get covered now. Click the link in the description.
Warning: the following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults, as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say viewer discretion is advised.
Come on in, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. All right, let's pay these bills real quick. If you need working capital for your business, got a link in the description for Rock Financial, business lines of credit, working capital, loans. If you need money to acquire a piece of equipment, there's a link in the description for Rock Financial, a channel sponsor. Another channel sponsor, we got LogRock, commercial truck insurance. If you are coming into the business, obviously you need commercial insurance. There's a link in the description below for LogRock. Make sure you click that link so they can present you with some insurance options that you will need if you are currently in the business and you're going to be up for renewal soon. You want to explore your options. Always shop around every year to see if you can get a better option. There's a link in the description for LogRock in the description below. Make sure you click that link and see what options LogRock has for you today. Come on in. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Let's get this roll call going in so we can get this show on the road. It is Monday, and we need to expedite things because we in for about a good 2-hour show here. Shout out to SD Walker. Shout out to Kelvin Berg. Shout out to everybody that's a part of MGM Game. Shout out to Box Truck Buddha. Shout out to everybody from the crib. Shout out to Shark Life Transport. Shout out to Darren Woodard. Darren Woodard said, if my insurance wasn't as much, $5K is about right. Darren Woodard, I just totally disagree with you. Don't make me drop the link at the beginning of the show to have the debate. I totally disagree with you. There's just, you just can't. And I invite anybody to prove me wrong. I invite anybody to prove me wrong. We can get it cracking at the beginning of the show. We ain't got to wait to the middle to get to the nitty gritty. If you disagree, prove it. Matter of fact, you know what we're going to do? What we going to do? I know what we're going to do. Hold on a second. Let's see something. I got you. We don't listen. We don't waste no time over here. We get to it. It's at the top of the chat. There you go. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Be able to substantiate it. Prove me wrong. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Shout out to Ro. Shout out to Box Truck Mitch. Shout out to Ill Will in the building. What's going on? Shout out to Mike Monty. Shout out to William Sweet. All right, come on in, come on in, come on in. This is a hot topic. Me. I like to stir up, and it ain't even really trouble. It's just like I don't understand. Well, I do understand. I do understand. So I understand what a lot of novice and just ignorant people don't understand. And this is why they ignorant. And ignorant is not a bad thing. It's just a person who lacks the understanding. They just don't know. So ignorant is not a bad word. People take ignorant, they just think you call them out their name or something. Where it becomes just foolish is when they try to defend it, and then I end up making them look crazy. All right. Sometimes you just have to just be quiet and listen. And I think that's where a lot of people, they just like when I do this shit, I'm trying to bait you. I'm looking to make an example out of somebody. It's a bait game. I'm triggering you and I'm trying to play because a lot of people they think emotionally and they don't think logically. See, I think logically. You think I'm gonna set a stream up, go live to come up to make myself look like a fool? Do you think I'm stupid enough that I'm gonna choose topics that I'm not well versed in to make myself look crazy? A person who's been in this industry for 15 years, you think I'm going to proactively make myself look crazy? No, I use triggering things because I know I'm going to catch somebody that's ignorant, that's going to be in their feelings. They're going to think with emotion because their favorite content creator told them some shit and they believe it because it sounds good. And then you're going to get mad. I'm thinking logically. And then I got you. I got you. So sometimes people need to just fall back and just chill and listen. All right? It ain't about your insurance down payment. And see, this is where I'm talking about the ignorance. Take your insurance down payment out the equation. There's other things necessary. And there's one main component that a lot of ignorant people come into this business, they either seem to forget, they don't know, and this is why 90% of the people that come into this business fail. 90%. You know what contributes to that 90% factor? Ignorance. Ignorance. This right here is going to determine if you sink or swim. This right here. If this is weak, then everything else is just going to follow behind it. So I'm looking for somebody. I'm proactively looking for somebody to fall for the bait. I want somebody to click the link. And because I know ain't nobody going to be able to prove it. I've been waiting. I let all the comments pile up over the year. I don't respond. I don't get emotional. I let them call me a hater, say bad things about me because they don't know. They see a clip or they see a short that I took from a live stream purposely. Like everything is done purposely. Don't think I'm 45, then pushing 50. You think I'm stupid? I do shit purposely. One is going to trigger the algorithm for engagement. I don't care if you say something good or something bad. It don't make me no difference because if you say something bad, I'm just going to make a live stream about it like I'm about to do right now, and I'm going to show you how ignorant you are, and I'm going to put you on the big screen. And I'm going to be patient about it. I'm going to wait a whole year, and then I'm going to come back and do it like I'm about to do right now. Hit the link. Hit the link. Subscribe to the channel, turn all post notifications. It ain't about just the insurance, but the insurance is a factor. But I'm gonna prove something today. I gotta prove something for all the new people, all the non-believers or believers, however you looking at it. You dig what I'm saying? But come on in. So first, what we gonna do? We're gonna get into the current numbers, right? Averages, right? We're gonna get into the realistic cost, right? The realistic cost. But first, we need to react to some of the ignorance when we did this last year. We're going to look at some of the comments from last year, and we're going to take those comments. We're going to give them the Goofy Comment of the Week award. I'm feeling generous today, so I'm going to give out more than one Goofy Comment of the Week. I'm going to give out more than one. I'm feeling generous today. So we want to give out a multitude of trophies on a Monday morning or Monday afternoon. I'm feeling generous today. We're going to give out a few Goofy Comments of the Week. We're going to react from a business perspective. And then we're going to get into realistic numbers today, 2025. Y'all ready? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Let's get to it.
Yo, goof ass. Goofy as hell.
All right, here we go. Now, here's a short that I took from a live stream, right? This short went up January of 2024. The short is done exceptionally well. I think it's at like 60,000 views, something like that. It's done well. And it's a short that it's a clip from something that I took from a live stream. All right. Now, the part of the clip that I took is the truth of, well, I was speaking about the truth of starting a box truck business in 2024. Do you have enough money? And somewhere in this clip, I think I said, $5,000 or whatever $1,000 isn't enough. I did another long form video of a clip that I pulled from another live stream, and I did the same thing halfway through last year. And every time I do it, it triggers ignorant people. Let's look at some of the comments. Hold on. All right, so going to take a couple years. This person said $35K for me to get started. Is it really a cap on how much you need? Let's look for a good one. I was told by a broker that even though we have insurance deal, we got the authority. Hold on, it's a few good ones in here. Somebody said the reason he's right is because of sky high insurance costs for beginners because of low balling that shippers and brokers do to new carriers, fluctuating fuel costs, additional cost of factoring to get your money for the work you do, cost of maintenance on equipment is ungodly. It's a cutthroat industry to begin with, so $20K is really the low end of what you'll need to start. And without a mentor, it's too likely you'll go out of business fast. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. So I agree with him on some stuff. Some stuff I don't. I think it's just complaining. Insurance is one thing. Fluctuating fuel costs, additional cost factoring, so on and so forth. So some of the shit I agree with him on. Some of the shit I don't. Somebody responded to him and said, sounds like a lot of you people in this industry try so hard to discourage new people from joining, aka gatekeeping LOI. I guess that's a response to that guy because he agreed with me. Let me like that guy. It's not a discouragement, it's the truth. See, what happens is when you tell people the truth, let me say this, bro. There's a lot of people who go off of hope. And I get it. Hope is one thing, but this is business. Hope is not going to be enough. Hope ain't going to be enough. We have to think in reality. We have to live in reality. And I know a lot of young people primarily like to live in this la-la land. I was talking to this guy, Daniel, earlier this year. And even the other day when I talked to him when he called in, he said, Mark, see, you live in reality. You live in reality. I live in la-la land. That's some of the stupidest shit that I've ever heard. But a lot of young people, they just don't live in reality. They live off of hope. The reality is, bro, it's not discouragement. It's the truth. The costs are the cost. It is what it is. And there's a key component that I'm going to get to later on that a lot of people don't understand, they miss, or they just want to completely ignore, which contributes to the high exit rate in this industry, 90%. A lot of the people that come into this industry don't even make it 3 months. So where is the discouragement at? I'm going to disagree. You can start good with good credit if you don't have 20K. Now, me and this guy had a long conversation, and he came back and apologized because this thread, he came in this video, he came in another video, and the thread went for a while. And he was one of the people that saw the clip and just went on a tangent. And I'm like, dude, do you watch my content? You found my channel on one short that triggered you, and you're in your feelings instead of going researching my content. And he went on and on, but he did go and watch the content, and he did come back and apologize. But let's look at this comment. He's got to get the goofy comment of the week. I'm going to have to disagree with you because you can start with good credit if you don't have 20K. What the fuck does that got to do with anything? I say you can't start with 5K. So even let's say if you leverage credit, which I totally disagree with, but let's say if you leverage credit, whatever the cost that you're going to spend, which is going to be more than 5K, it's still more than 5K. It's still more than 5K. So if it costs you $15,000 and you got $15,000 in credit you use, that's still more than 5K. I didn't say you can't start with cash. I said it's going to cost you more than 5K. If you start with credit, it's going to cost you more than what it costs you to start with credit. Then another person right next to you started with that same amount with cash, because you're going to be paying interest on that, whatever that amount is. This proves the point of what I talk about. People hear shit or they read shit or they listen to shit just to hear it instead of to understand it, which also contributes to the fact why most people fail, because they can't even comprehend shit correctly. I say you can't start with 5K. This guy said, man, yes you can. You can start with credit. It's still going to be more than 5K, bro. Cash credit, more than 5K. People can't comprehend nowadays. They get in their feelings when they hear somebody saying you can't. It's a reason why I titled the shit the $5,000 lie. I put the word impossible because I know it's going to hurt somebody's feelings. I know it's a bunch of people out there that listen to content creators that sell them on this dream of coming in with a minuscule amount of money and going to make a lot of money. You're going to come in with this minuscule amount of money and you're promised riches. Anything that sounds too good to be true, it is. Y'all grandmas and mamas didn't tell y'all that, or the new generation, y'all parents are millennials. And they kind of have the same ideologies that you have. Now, I ain't bullshitting you. I'm keeping it buck. If anything, if something sounds too good to be true, it is. You mean to tell me you can come in with less than a nickel and you can make all this money? Let's see what else we got. So he gets one. But here's check it. Somebody commented to him and said, have you done it? Crickets. Mark, I'm not gay. I love you and all the information you give. What type of shit is this? Somebody said you're gay. I don't understand why you would write that. Now here's one. Man, when I first started listening to your page, you was motivational. Ever since the day you had that argument with that one guy who did not keep his word, it's like you angry. And all you do is tell people what you believe they can't do. Instead, big dog is one word, bro. You got to put the end and the stead together. Come with solutions. Clearly he don't watch the channel or he doesn't comprehend, because anybody that watches my channel, all I give is solutions. The problem is the solutions are accompanied by what's called work, and a lot of people don't want to do the work. A lot of people don't want to do the work, the physical work. A lot of people don't want to do the mental work. Understanding your costs, sitting your black ass down and calculating your costs. You running at a loss, believing dumb shit like, oh, as long as it's $2 a mile, I should be fine. Stupid motherfucker. What if your cost is over $2 a mile? This is why you can't figure out where all the money going. And then you get mad at me and say I'm mad. How am I mad? I know this industry inside and out. Don't take the tonality when I come up here and do my content. Yeah, I'm adding theatrics because it's content. I'm probably the happiest content creator in this space that you know. Why? Because I made money when the money was making was good and better than what it was during the pandemic. And I took advantage of a lot of people during the pandemic on the exit. What am I? What I got to be mad for? The shit that you need, I got it. How can I be mad when the shit that you need, I have it? The whole channel is solution based. Like now, when I see you pop on my notifications, it's like, oh, here we go, telling people to give up. I never told nobody to give up. I tell people you're going to fail. Anybody that comes up here with this dumbass shit and they say stupid shit like, man, I heard that as long as I take $2 a mile, I should be fine, you're going to fail. I can start with less than 5,000, you ain't going to make it. The issue is I'm telling you the truth and you don't want to hear it. I'm not here to sell you hope. It's other channels that will sell you hope. This is why you get mad at me when I tell you the truth. I don't deal hope. I'm not a hopium dealer. I'm a truth dealer. You talking about a motherfucker who been doing this shit since 2010. Fuck, I got a lot of you for. You on the new. You don't even know your cost per mile. You don't even know what operational cost is. You know they may fail with 5,000, but in that process they may learn so that when they try again, they succeed. Why would I, if I know that they're going to fail, why would I proactively let someone continue to go on instead of preventing them from doing it and setting them up the right way? See how silly this shit sounds? Why don't they just stack some more money, follow the blueprint so they don't fail, and get it right the first time? See how silly this shit sounds? And you got people with 20,000 can't do it because they don't have the drive or the work ethic. We're not talking about work ethic. We're talking about cost, $5,000. You making excuses. Yeah, you sound mad and negative. Real talk. You know why he feels that way? It's because he wants to thrive off of hope instead of reality. Hope ain't gonna pay the bills, pimp. I'm not gonna switch to pushing hope because you don't want your feelings to be hurt or you don't want your dreams to be crushed. I responded to this person, and we got a few more goofy comments of the week. Well, you probably don't watch my live streams. All I do is give people solutions. And I respond, this is a year ago. See how I just let sit on shit, bro? I don't be really tripping. My DMs are flooded flooded daily with me giving people solutions. My Facebook Messenger all day. That me giving people solutions to their problems. Every day I go live, people hit the link and tell me about how they were taken advantage of and they're failing. And guess what? That's me giving a solution. Right. So all those call-in shows wasn't me telling people solutions. Spent 3 hours on the stream last Friday giving a lady solution. So I tell you the harsh truth, then I turn around and build you up. You're watching a short clip from a 3-hour live stream and are formulating an opinion. And $5,000 in 2024 is not enough. Rather be frank than send people off. It's not negative, it's the truth. He responds, one of your videos honestly opened my eyes to some next level game. And I appreciate you for that, big bro, because you are big bro to a lot of us. I'm just saying don't stay stuck because with a mind like yours, you got so more to grow. But if you get stuck in the crazy, man, argumentative, that is hyper skeptical and has the cautionary caveat to every wonder, then you slide on the side of history of people telling other people what they can't do and being wrong. See, this that woke shit, bro. I was born in 1980, bro. I'm not with this new generation woke shit, bro. I'm not with it. I'm not woke, bro. I'm real. I'm not with the woke shit and all the dumb shit and the slave mentality. I can't go to work because I'm gonna be a slave and all. I'm not with that shit, pimp. All that shit that I just read went in one ear and out the other. You can tell a motherfucker who owns shit versus a motherfucker who don't. You can tell a person who owns assets versus a person who don't. The mentality is totally different. Then what is it? I got $8,000 and I'm renting the truck next week. And me and my bro gonna make it work over 20 years in and out of prison. I've taken worse risks before. What that got to do with anything? You feel me? If we lose the AK, no biggie. But if we win it, then 10, 12, the 20, the 30, the 100, how will we live? Just like we did when we was hustling on the block, gas station food and all-nighters. Bro, let me tell you something. All you street niggas that's currently street niggas, that's transformative from the street to business, bro, business don't give a fuck about that street shit, bro. The street and business is two different things. The language doesn't, it's not cohesive. I know some of your favorite content creators that's former street niggas, and I'm about the life, bro. But I'm telling you what it is. It's not cohesive. I'm not a middle American. I'm from the east side of Chicago. And I'm telling you, it's not cohesive. It's a totally different language. The ignorant mindset that you have, a guy like me that's well-versed in street language and book smart, I'm going to take advantage of you 40 ways going north because you one-dimensional in your mindset. Business don't give a fuck about what you did in the street. Why would you just take a risk ignorantly when you can do the due diligence and open your mind, stack up some more money, and come in with a plan instead of saying, I'm going to take this chance? Why? Because you used to taking chances. Illogically. I'm not going to agree with you because you a former street nigga. I don't give a fuck about that shit. It's ignorant. It's an ignorant mindset. And everything you put was ignorant. Why? Because I'm telling you what's real. I'm still not going to agree with it. I don't care how long of a Bible scripture you put. Shit don't mean nothing. Somebody said he's telling the truth. I didn't realize now that I'm 7 going on 8 months authority and still don't got a truck, but I'm halfway in, so I'm working a 9 to 5 to finance a truck. Bruh, he telling the truth with the amount of money I invested. Plus, I still need to invest it around 20. So here's somebody that, came in, I guess, to my defense to agree. And then notice, hold on. Somebody responded to him, Tat, do you have a truck now and how is it working for you? Somebody responded, Tat. Somebody responded to Tat because Tat came in to defend me. Another person, Tat facts. The fuel alone when you're starting out is astronomical, not to mention insurance, truck payment, and maintenance costs. You definitely need a big bag to start out. There's too many people making content telling you how easy it is to make $5,000 a week, and it's just bullshit. I see that super chat. Shout out to I Am Anthony TV. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel. Make sure y'all go subscribe to I Am Anthony channel. He's on the semi truck side. I'm not interested in starting a box truck business, but I like how you keep it real with your audience, Mark. Keep it up, champ. Appreciate it. Make sure y'all go subscribe to I Am Anthony TV. He's on the semi truck side, but I watch his content all the time. Great content over there. Make sure y'all go subscribe. Appreciate that super chat. All right, let's see what else we got. We got to find one more goofy comment, a few more goofy comments, and then we're going to get into 2025 calls. What about 10K? And can you say why you can't without at least 20K? Did I respond to this? I ain't responding to this. That's just the truck down payment. Gonna need another 5 to 7 for insurance. Let's say somebody said 1,000% right. Somebody said never heard this before, but well, back to the drawing board. Let's see what these comments look like. All right, so the killer MC said, y'all gonna let a mad boy, I guess he's talking about me, keep you from making money. And 6 people hit the like button. You know, Big Mark, I hit the dislike button because I disagree with that shit. I'm not mad. I don't understand. See, this is when people, find these, and YouTube is known for pushing negative bias, and that's why I utilize it. But the thing is, you have a lot of ignorant people that take a clip from a long piece of content and it triggers them because they're emotional and they think emotionally instead of logically. I'm not mad. Anybody that watches my content knows I'm up. A lot of these guys that find my content, they look at me and they think I'm a lot younger than what I am. God has been good to me. You know that black don't crack. And they think they peer in this space, and I'm not. I'm not your peer. So they take the shit, what they see from a clip, and instead of doing a little bit more due diligence, they get triggered. Delani said, the killer MC, thing is, he's not mad. Bro made millions. He's just being honest. It is possible, but you got to think about the expenses that will pop up. Maintenance being number one, tire replacement, 700 max. The breakdown's 1K. I've heard prices up to 5K to fill up your tank along 500. Bro being practical. Let me see. Let me see if we can find another good one. Look at this stupid motherfucker right here. Shout out to Jesus Acosta. You the biggest goopy. Looks how stupid this comment is. That's false because my box truck cost me $3,700 and I made over $98,000 in 7 months. Stop the cap, bro. I said you can't start a box truck business for less than $5,000, right? Because the whole thing of going around the internet is $5,000, right? This stupid motherfucker says that's false because my box truck cost me $3,700.
Yo, goof ass. Goofy as hell. You tweaking.
Great. You got an old regular ass box truck for $3,700. I said you can't start a box truck business. You talking about a regular ass, not a raggedy ass. Oh, regular ass box truck. It's the difference between raggedy and regular ass. He got an old regular ass box truck for $3,700. He's calling me cap. Here's another person who can't comprehend. I believe his numbers are cap. He's triggered. He's in his feelings because he can't comprehend. I said you can't start a box truck business. This motherfucker saying I bought my box truck for $3,700. Great. What about the insurance, pimp? So if let's say you bought your box truck for $3,700. What about your insurance down payment? So your insurance down payment had to be less than $1,300 then. Right? Your insurance down payment had to be less because another $1,300 put you at that nickel, right? So you were able to put your down payment on your insurance, purchase your MC, purchase your equipment, and everything else that you need to get started for another $1,300. Get your goofy ass out my comments.
Yo, goof ass.
I keep telling you,
You
keep
tweaking.
getting triggered. I'm going to turn you into a clip. I'm going to clip this up. I'm going to make you look like a fool, and then I'm going to tag you in it. Jesus Acosta, you's a goofy. You can't comprehend well. You triggered. My box truck, that regular ass box truck. You mean to tell me you bought a $3,700 box truck and in 7 months you made 98? So you tell me that regular ass $3,700 box truck ain't never broke down? You mean to tell me all your other costs outside the $3,700 box truck was $1,300 or less? God damn, bro. I said, you clearly don't comprehend well. You need more than just a box truck. You need more than just a box truck to enter into this business. I highly doubt that you entered into the business all in for $3,700. So you stop the cap, bro. Here's another guy. Not true, bro. I said, okay, explain how. Somebody said at Mark the Mentor, he can't. Laughing emoji. They can't because every time I ask somebody to explain to me how to start this goddamn business for $5,000 or less, they can't give me the answer. What was it last year? When was that? When I put up that $5,000? Was it last year or the year before? I think it was 2023. I put up $5,000. I said, if anybody can come up here and debate me on how to start a box truck business, I'll give them $5,000. Then I upped it to $10,000. Then I upped it to 15. And in a year's time, nobody came up and gave me a solution. I was willing to give $15,000 cash to anybody that could come up and debate me on how to do it. So every time a stupid motherfucker say some dumb shit, it's like when I challenge you on it, you can't articulate, you cannot substantiate how to do it. You listen to people on the internet that sell you a dream and you believe the shit, and then you fall into the 90% category of failures. Then you have to come over to my channel with your tail tucked and click the link on the call-in show and give me this spiel on, man, you know, this is how they do it. Everybody's been following my channel for me. Y'all know how it go. Man, what's up? Usually they in the dark because they don't want to show their face. Next, listen, I'm not talking to no more people in the dark. Show your face. Show your face. If you call up on the call-in show and you in the dark, I'm not talking to you. Show your face. They in the dark. Man, you know, I ain't like you at first, but man, bro, you right, bro. You was right, bro. I came in, man. I was believing these guys, man. And man, I'm struggling right now, bro. I need your help, bro. I need your help. Let's see who else we got, bro. Let me see who else we got. Let's see if we got any more. Try more like 27K to start. What is this person saying? Somebody said why. Hold on, let's see something. Why? 16K for a box truck paid cash. 1,700 I paid to get it done. Insurance 2,700 down plus general liability another 1,300. Right. So this person put $4,000 down for his insurance. Maintenance 2K strides, pallet jack, sheets, ELD, dash cam, iPad Air, holder, iPad, ELD, Garmin. List goes on, but yeah, it can't be cheap in this business. Lots of overhead to start. Oh, and no one wants to give you loads because your MC is so new. Then when you do book, it's 8% dispatcher fee, 4% factor. Everybody's cost is going to be different. This is what his cost is. All right. But $5,000, I'm telling you, it's impossible. Even the guy, this stupid guy up here that said his box truck was 3,700. We already know why I cooked his goofy ass. All right. So now let's get into it. Let's get into the 2025 shit, big dog. Make sure you click the link, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. All right, let's get into 2025. Let's get into the 2025 numbers. Because everybody want to be this boss. They want to come in with this nickel and make $250,000 a year. You can't do it, bro. You can't do it. I ain't being angry. I'm not being mad. I have no reason to be mad. For if you just following the channel, you knew. I'm not, I'm up. I've been doing this shit in this industry a long time. I'm a lot older than I look. Don't think I'm some 20-something year old motherfucker, some 30-something. No, that's not it. I'm telling you what I know from experience. All right? You can't do it, bro. You can't. I don't care what your favorite content creator told you. You can't do it because when I put up the money to the debate a year and a half ago, nobody would click the link and debate me. You know why? Because it would have been detrimental to the credibility. If a person is selling you the idea and the dream of starting a business with less than $5,000, they preying on your hopes and dreams. They preying on your ignorance. If they took the bait and debated me for the money, I would destroy them. So now their credibility is gone, and all the products that they sell to lure you in with the thought of starting this industry for $5,000 or less, it wouldn't work no more. I know this. I know what nobody gonna take the bait because it's too detrimental to their business. Their business is selling you a product. It's selling you hope. If something sounds too good to be true, it is. Now let's talk about it. Box truck business. What's the biggest thing you have to acquire? What's your biggest acquisition? It's going to be the truck. It's going to be the truck. The likelihood of you getting a truck or someone giving you a truck is very minimal. If you go my route and you get an older piece of equipment, let's say something 2010, 2014, let's say something between 2010 and 2017, you're looking at about $15K on the low end, realistically, to about $30K. This is the sweet spot I think a person that's coming in should spend. I don't think you should go out and buy a new truck because I understand the margins in this industry are very small. See, your favorite people that sell you this hope and dream, they're not going to talk about margins and shit like that. They're not going to talk about the learning curve. You know why so many people that come into this business fail so expeditiously? Because they don't factor in the cost of the learning curve. And the learning curve is not free and it can be costly depending on where your mindset is at. And we know that majority of the people that come into this industry are ignorant, super duper, like way beyond just general ignorant. They're just stupid. They get triggered by what I just explained to you right here instead of thinking logically. So let's say you go out and you get this 2010 to 2017 truck, 15 to 30K. We already over 5K. Let's say you don't have cash. You go to Top Mart, you go to some of these places that Ryder send you to, that Enterprise will send you to, that Penske will send you to, because they don't do in-house financing. They're not going to send you to a traditional bank. Why? Because traditional banks, Bank of America, Chase, BOA, they're not going to finance, and they don't finance used commercial equipment. They're going to send you to a private lender. And you know what that private lender is going to tell you? We need at least 10K down. Why? Why? Because you're a risk. Well, Mark, why am I a risk? Because most people that come into this industry fail. So how the fuck are you going to start for 5K or less? You're not going to go through a private lender with 0% down. No, we need a nice, decent amount of money up front because there's a high likelihood that you're going to fail. Why? Because the statistics show that. You can sell us this dream all you want, but the numbers are the numbers. We don't give a fuck about your dreams and this business plan that 99% of you don't have in the first place. The numbers say that it's a high likelihood that more than likely you're going to fail. We need 10. We need 11. We need 15 down. So where's the 5 at? And then to the people who listen to some of these content creators who, now you got to get you a newer truck because you don't want an older truck because it's going to break down. That's the stupidest shit you could do. You don't even know the industry. Why would you go out and proactively enter with a high cost of entry and make your operational costs very exorbitant when you still have to master this learning curve? So now you're over 30,000. You're buying a 50, 60, 70, 80, $90,000 truck. You're paying $2,000, $3,000 a month. And then the newer the truck you have, the higher the insurance, which is ultimately lowering your margin. But that's a different topic for another day. But guess what? When you go buy these used trucks, you got to put a down payment. Why? Traditional bank ain't going to loan you the money. Why? I just told you. Those banks don't finance used commercial equipment. Why? Too risky. So you're going to have to go through one of the options that one of the brokers, when you go to Penske, Enterprise, or Ryder, sends you through, whether it's Top Mark or Perco or whoever these companies are. I look at these deals all the time. I have a folder of these deals from subscribers and people that are in my Discord, people that say, Mark, what do you think? Here's the deal. I got a folder of these deals that people send me when they're in dire straits, when they're just really in a bad position, and they say, man, Mark, I fucked up, bro. Can you look at this? Just tell me where I fucked up. I'm probably going to relinquish the truck, but just break this down to me. I've done live streams where I've redacted, people's, contract with whoever financed, whatever private lender financed the vehicle, and I've exposed how they take advantage of you. The down payment going to be more than a nickel. So now that we got that out the way, and I proved that your largest acquisition, because there's no box truck business without a box truck, right? So we just proved that. But then this is what they say. No, go the rental route. The rental route is the way you do it. See, that's the secret sauce. See, I told y'all Mark was hating. I told you he was hating because he didn't talk about the rental route. All right, well, let's talk about the rental route. Average rental cost today, $650, $750 a week. $750 a week, that's $3,000 a month. Average mile cost, and I'm giving you the low end. Believe it or not, some people paying more than this, 15, 20 cents a mile. You got to remember, I'm a sizable content creator. People come to me with shit all the time. I see people's deals all the time. There's people that just send me the shit hoping I respond to it. It don't necessarily have to be a person that gets in contact with me and say, man, Mark, can you look at this? People will just send the shit. They'll just drop this shit in my DM and just hoping I open it and take a look at it. They'll proactively send it and say, man, can you take a look at this and let me know what you think? I see this shit all the time. It's people paying 28 cents a mile, 30 cents a mile, 27 cents a mile, 25 cents a mile. But let's think about a person who comes in and they got a decent rate. $750 a week, 15 to 20 cents a mile. They had $3,000 a month for the truck now. They had about another, and let's say they averaging about 2,500 miles a week. They driving another 500 in miles. Okay, your first month you at a nickel. But Mark, you ain't got to pay for the maintenance. You ain't got to do nothing. They saying that I can come in the rental game. I could just come in with the first week deposit, get my MC, this, that, and the third. You're renting. All that dumb shit. Okay. You renting yourself out of profit, first of all. Because now you looking at spending about $50,000, $60,000 a year. You just bought two trucks. Mark, I don't give a fuck about that shit. I got to start from the mud. All right. You still got to get the insurance. I had a lady that is in my Discord last week. Her down payment last week was $8,500 for her insurance. Now, everybody insurance down payment ain't going to be that high. It varies. If you're in one of those states that are just a high-risk state, New York, New Jersey, Florida, you're going to pay a sizable down payment. And your premium is going to be high. Your monthly is going to be high. What's your down payment? What's an average down payment look like for the insurance? Even if you go the rental route, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. I had a lady last week, $8,500 down payment. Rental. Now, I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm just telling you the truth. So where's the $5,000 at? Or are you going to be the person who listens to content creators or can't comprehend shit very well, like Mr. Jesus here, who comes into my comment section and says, "Oh, I bought my truck for $3,700. What about all the other costs, fool?" So let's say you go the rental route. With the rental, let's say they don't even charge you a down payment, just the first week up front and the insurance. Where is this less than 5,000? Structuring your business, 300 for the MC, the UCR, the BOC3 minimal cost, but it all adds up. Equipment. Let's say you go the cheap route. You go on Craigslist, you buy a used pallet jack, $150. Straps. Let's say you get everything used, still over a nickel. Where are you getting insurance down payments at a very minuscule cost in 2025? Even at 2,500. Well, Mark, my insurance down payment was 2,500. Man, I only had to put up 1,000 for the first week, and all my equipment and everything, my ELD and everything, I spent 1,000, so I'm at 4,500. See, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I'm gonna prove to you that I know what I'm talking about. So we got everything out the way. This is the ignorant person that think going a rental route. And now I'm gonna tell you why the people who come in with minuscule money under $5,000 that go the rental route, who probably right at around $5,000, where they take all the shortcuts, why they fail. Remember, 90% fail. Now here's the caveat. Here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand: the working capital. It's a lot of people, they be so broke when they first get started. And we've seen some of these people come up on the call-in show. They banking on that first load. Some of these factoring companies don't pay you right away for your first load. You might have to wait a week or two. Some of these people, the first load, they fuck up because they own the new. Some of these people go rent a truck and they don't even get a load the first or second week because they keep getting the door closed on them because they authority knew. You come into my comment section and you get triggered by a short that I took purposely to trigger you because you don't think logically. When I got a laundry list of content of people that have proactively, voluntarily called in on the call-in show, and a lot of these mistakes that I'm saying from the ignorance that people think they can come in have expressed it. Man, Mark, I rented a truck. It sat for 2 weeks. It didn't move. Man, Mark, I lost $10,000 in 2 weeks. I rented the truck. I spent all the money. I never booked a load. And the list goes on, and the list goes on, and the list goes on. What business can you start with no working capital? If you find a way to come in for less than $5,000, do you think everything is going to go your way from the first day? If you think that, you are a fool. And you are the reason why you fail in the 90% instead of the 10%. Look at what me and Kurt just reviewed last week. That dude came in with more than 5,000, and look how ignorant he was. He bought a truck and didn't even get the title. The truck had a title loan on it. He didn't even do enough due diligence to understand how to buy a vehicle correctly. Got finessed. Most of the people that come into this industry nowadays are in that generation where they're looking for this quick flip because they don't want to go do work and they don't do the due diligence. They don't get the knowledge, the understanding of what it takes to enter into this business. Nobody is going to give you anything. This is why the brokers don't want to deal with you. This is why when you believe this dumb shit and then you go rent a truck and you do all the dumb shit and try to come in as cheap as possible and you think you're going to go on a low board and you keep getting the door closed in you, the same ignorance that led you to believe that you can come into this business for less than $5,000 is the same reason the brokers don't want to fuck with you. We're not going to risk trusting you with our client's freight. We're not going to trust that a person who's very new can effectively transport our client's freight from point A to point B due to the same ignorance. They know you ignorant. It's not hate. It's facts. Somebody tagged me in some shit this morning. I don't know why this dude keep tagging me. I clicked on this shit. This motherfucker is talking about all y'all taking cheap freight. Stupidest shit. Y'all know how I feel. Anybody that say, hey man, y'all got to stop taking cheap freight, to me, you's a goofy. I'm going to tell you why you a goofy.
Yo, goof
Goofy as
ass.
hell.
One, a business owner doesn't worry about what other people are doing or not doing. When people say, and this is something we have to talk about all the time, because I get new people to the channel. The older people know where I'm going with this. And this is why you fail. This is why you stupid. And this is why you believe that you can start this business for less than 5,000, be this super duper trucker, and then you think I'm mad. I'm sitting at the crib. I just did a live stream last night with Kirk and Midwest, and then I'm doing the stream right now. What I'm mad about? I'm chilling. When you was in grammar school, nigga, I was getting to the bag. You probably was in grammar school. You probably was drinking chocolate milk and had to report to lunch at 11:30 and had to stand in a single file line. I was getting to a bag. Let me tell you why that's the stupidest shit I hear. A lot of you don't even know what it costs you to operate your truck. So you say dumb shit like, oh man, y'all keep taking cheap freight. This is why the industry. All right, listen here. You got your truck, I got my truck. You don't know your cost. But let's say my cost is $1 less per mile than your cost. Why? Because you stupid. You came in, you did the dun-to-dun, you rented a truck, your cost of operation is really, really high, and you think because these people in these Facebook groups and your favorite content creator, because we see the content, yeah, as long as you stay at $2 a mile, you should be fine, because they don't anybody that tells you that, you need to run because they stupid. Nobody's like, that's the dumbest shit, right? You think that as long as you stay at $2 a mile, you should be fine. Because that's what you was told. But you don't realize your cost is $2.10 a mile. So you taking $2 a mile. Your cost is over $2 a mile. Then you can't understand why you're not making no money. And then you come to the internet and say, hey man, y'all got to stop taking cheap freight. But let's say I'm running, I'm an OG. Truck been paid for. Older truck paid for. Let's say my cost is $1.20 a mile. My cost is 90 cents less than your cost. You'll get mad at me if I took something at $1.50 a mile or $1.60 a mile. Let's say I take something at $1.60 a mile. Man, why are you taking cheap freight? How is it cheap? Man, you messing up the industry. How? Man, because that shit less than $2 a mile. Why I gotta sit on my hands to take something for $2 a mile? Because, man, this is why the shit fucked up, man. You gotta stop taking this cheap freight. So, you mean to tell me I gotta sit and wait for something over $2 a mile so it can benefit you instead of taking this 50 cent a mile profit? Tell me how that makes sense. My cost is cheaper than yours. So how is it cheap? It's cheap to you because you stupid. Nobody told you to go out and rent a truck at 30 cents a mile. You renting a 2025 truck. They charge you insurance for a 2025 truck. On top of that 28, 29, 30 cents a mile. Stupid. This truck, this insurance less than $1,000 a month. And it's paid for. So I'm taking cheap freight because your cost is exorbitant and mine isn't. And what you would take at a loss, I'm taking at a profit, so it's considered cheap freight. And I'm supposed to just sit on my hands and wait until something goes up to benefit you? Fuck you. Tell me, how is it cheap? And why should I not take it? If you're ignorant, that's on you. And this is why you fail. And this is why you stupid. And this is why you say I'm mad and I'm angry, because I'm not. Because really, I'm just smarter than you. And I teach people how to be smarter than you. Because you're a bad business person because you don't understand business. We know you don't understand business because you say dumb shit like, as long as it's $2 a mile, I should be fine. We see it all the time. Anybody that says, yo, y'all need to stop taking cheap freight, they are a fool. I'm telling you it. You are a fool. You don't know what the next person's cost is. If my cost is $1.25 and yours is $2, I can beat you 40 ways going north. If yours is $2.25 and mine is $1.30, I can beat you 40 ways going north. Why? Because I can operate lower than you and be profitable, and you can't. So why should I wait on you? Because of your ignorance. This industry in box truck and this niche is full of fools. I don't understand how you can lose. If you have some common sense, some common knowledge, you do what you're supposed to do, the majority of people that come into this industry are fools. And I prove it every time I go live. There's no such thing as cheap freight. What is cheap to you may not be cheap for me. What's cheap for you may be profitable for me. I'm not going to weight on you because you can't operate at these margins or at this cost and be profitable. That sounds like a personal problem. You can't do it. You can't start with less than a nickel. The ignorance has got to stop if you want to be successful. Now, the link been pinned to the top of the chat. The whole stream. Ain't nobody clicked it. I want somebody to prove me wrong. Prove to me, substantiate to me how it can be done. I hope somebody click it one of these, as long as you take $2 a mile, guys. I hope one of them people click the link. Prove to me. Prove to me how you can do it. I guarantee you can. What business can you start with so little money and make so much? Just even that whole, this cheap freight shit. When I hear that shit, I get upset. Why? Let's look at it from a different perspective. Let's parallel it. Walmart. Imagine you had some money and you wanted to open a general merchandise store. And you're stupid. Just like a lot of the people that come into the box truck industry. And you don't do a business plan. More importantly, you don't do a market analysis. And your dumbass opened up a block down the street from Walmart. This is how stupid you sound when you say stop taking cheap freight. Let me explain to you how stupid you sound. Hit the link, subscribe to this channel, turn on post notifications. I'm going to parallel something for you from a business perspective. You stupid. Just like a lot of people that come into the box truck business. You don't do a business plan. More importantly, you don't do a market analysis. You open up a block, fuck it. You open up a mile down the street from Walmart. I'm gonna give you a little chance. You open up a mile down the street from Walmart. You think, oh, I'm bringing this general merchandise store. You stupid. You let somebody talk you in. Hey, man, for us, by us. They're going to fuck with you because you black owned. Open up in the community, for us, by us, general merchandise. We're going to run it up. We're going to make so much money because there ain't no other general merchandise in the bit. You're going to be the first ones. Black owned, black people going to fuck with you. You open up, crickets. This all you hear on grand opening day. Crickets. The day after, crickets. The 5th day, crickets. A week later, crickets. You see how people don't want to hear this. They leave. We're just 90-some people and they left. You don't understand why they not coming in here and shopping with me. You didn't do a business plan. You didn't do a market analysis. You a mile from Walmart. The few people that did come in, they walked in and they walked out. They looked at the prices. They shook their head. You didn't understand that why when they was looking at the prices, they was shaking their head. A light bulb finally pops in your head after you invest all the money into this general merchandise store because you're stupid and you let somebody talk you into this dumb shit and you didn't do a business plan, you do a market analysis, you didn't consult with someone who has a business acumen that would have told you to do this shit and they would have advised against it. Because technically it's not a desert right there because there's a Walmart a mile down the road. So now the light bulb pops in your head. You decide to go down to Walmart and do a price comparison. And the margins are way different. See, the thing is Walmart carries some of the same products that you carry, except they carry them a lot lower than you. So then you go back and you call the distributors, you call the manufacturers, and you say, man, I'm carrying the same thing. How was Walmart able to sell it for $5 less than I sell it for? I need y'all to sell it to me cheaper so I can compete with Walmart. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, you need to order 20 million units of this. Whoa, I only got one store. I only need a case. Well, the more units you order, the lower the unit cost. Walmart is ordering millions of units of this, and the more units you order, the lower the unit cost. If that person says, hey, Walmart, y'all need to stop selling cheap soap. Hey, Walmart, y'all need to stop selling cheap deodorant. Hey, Walmart, y'all need to stop selling cheap drawers and socks. Walmart, why y'all selling y'all Welch's fruit snacks for $3.98? I can't sell mine for $3.98. Y'all gotta stop that shit. Walmart gonna laugh at you. You think Walmart cares that you're trying to coexist in the same market? No, they don't give a fuck about you. Ask a lot of the small mom and pops from 30 years ago when Walmart started to expand after the deregulation of trucking, which was one of the main reasons big box retail started to blossom and boom. And we had those big box retail expansions in the 80s. A big part of that was due to the deregulation of trucking because transportation costs went down due to the increased competition. And not having to meet that demand of the Interstate Commerce Commission before they were dismantled, who regulated the trucking industry. Ask all those mom and pop businesses from the 80s and the 90s that are no longer here what Walmart thought about cheap freight. So this is why I say you ignorant. Business is competitive. Walmart knew when they came into these markets that all these small mom and pop. See, I'm old enough to remember a lot of the small businesses complaining when Walmart started to come to town. I remember when Walmart didn't even exist. I'm in Chicago. We had Zare, we had Montgomery Ward, we had Venture. Some of y'all like, what the fuck is he talking about? That means you're under 35. So when I speak from experience. And this is why I would never say no dumb shit like, oh, well, they keep taking cheap freight, because I understand the landscape of business is competitive. A person may be taking something cheap purposely. There's businesses that purposely operate at a loss to drive you out of business. Do you think they give a fuck about you complaining about how cheap they're running and how they're operating at a loss? No, they're doing it purposely. A business person will never spew such ignorant rhetoric. Now, to the individual that's watching that's upset right now, you the person I'm talking to. If you come in my market, and I'm dominating my market, and you want to make a footprint in the market, you come in and you do a price comparison, and let's say you lower your costs, I'm going to lower mine even lower. I'm already up. I'm going to drive my costs down so low to make it tough for you. I'm going to see how long we can operate at a loss to drive you out the market purposely. And if you say, man, why y'all doing that? I'm going to tell you I'm doing it on purpose because I want you out the way. Can you get mad at me? It's business. Don't believe me? Go ask Uber. Go ask Lyft. Go ask a lot of other startup companies that have billions and billions and billions of dollars of venture capital, and every time a new startup tries to compete, they don't exist. Why? Two reasons. They can't compete, right? Because the larger corporation with deeper pockets is purposely operating a loss to keep costs down to drive them out, or they just acquire them. A business person would never spew such ignorant rhetoric. Only a fool. There's no such thing. How can it be such a thing when everybody's cost is different? If you feel like that before you should say it, what you should do is go back to the drawing board, reevaluate what the hell you got going on, and figure out a way how to eliminate and lower your cost. Another reason why a lot of people fail, they don't understand the competitive landscape. And this is where the working capital comes in. And then it contributes to the 90% of the people that fail. I don't understand why people don't even look at the statistics. If more people really did what they were supposed to do, they would come across the statistics. And the statistics hopefully would scare them into actually doing the due diligence. Why do majority of the people fail? Due to all the ignorance that I'm presenting to you today. Even with me paralleling how ignorant that shit sounds from the trucking perspective with Walmart, somebody is watching this, is going to watch this, is still going to feel moist in their heart. There's always going to be someone that can operate at a lower cost. And they don't care at the fact that it's hurting you. We're fighting for the same customer. The customer ultimately wants value at an affordable rate. If you can't provide that, they're going to go with the person that can. There's no such thing. Link still pinned to the top of the chat. I want somebody to prove to me how you can do it. How do you start a box truck business for less than $5,000? Now, I've stated, I've done some reactions to some of the ignorant comments. I've broke down starting from an owner, acquiring a vehicle from purchasing it versus the ignorant shit with renting it. And we either further delved into some of the ignorant rhetoric that people say on the internet. Once they come in with this ignorant mindset of the starting with less, and then they come in and then they say, oh, well, oh, I can't make it because they keep taking cheap freight. No such thing. So who's gonna prove me wrong? All you guys that be in my comment section that tell that say you can, and when I ask you how, it's just what you hear. You hear crickets. The dumb people that, well, oh, you rent a truck, you ain't got to pay the maintenance. You a fool. I've proved you wrong on that so many times. Even the video that came out the other day with Enterprise, they proved it to you there. Of course they pay of course you paying for the maintenance. And as soon as you become a liability from a maintenance perspective, they're going to tell you to drop the truck back off. Why? Because the formula that they have that's factored into your weekly cost and your mileage cost, if it exceeds that, we need you up out our truck. Even when I hear people say that ignorant shit, like you think a rental truck company is not factoring the maintenance into the cost of the rental. They tell you you're not paying the maintenance because it's a marketing ploy. If they pay for the maintenance, how would they make money? There's a formula. And the moment you exceed that cost, yo, we need you to bring the truck back. They're not going to tell you why, but if you go watch the video from the other day, you'll see why. They told him, yo, you costing us too much in maintenance. We need you now. We ain't renting to you no more. Bring the truck back. They tricked him. They didn't tell him that until they got the truck back. Then they told him. People that win in business are the people that are educated and do their research. They come in with, not everybody is going to have business acumen of a person that's tenured in an industry, but coming in. But you have to do some sort of due diligence to have your mindset right from a business perspective. A lot of people that come in now, they're just ignorant. And I prove it. So don't get mad at me for proving your ignorance. And I'm not going to change how I present because you and your feelings. I'm not going to be nicer. I might get more harsh, you know what I'm saying? Because, when you tell a person something in a 6-inch voice, they don't take heed. Nobody click the link. Ain't nobody gonna come up and tell me how to do it. Satellite says, to get you ask those people what else in life is free. I don't know. I find it really, really, and I think we live in a culture now where with social media and just, where everybody wants to be successful, and a lot of people don't do what is required to get to that level of success. Everybody want an express route, right? um it's unfortunate. Me, if I was coming into this industry now, you know what I'm saying, and let's say if I was on the other side of this camera consuming the information from me, I would look at it like, man, you mean to tell me my competition is this sweet? Oh man, the only thing I need to do is continue to educate myself, exercise patience, dedication. I need to be diligent. I need to go above and beyond, put work in. That's it. And just continue to outthink these guys because they refuse to think at all. That's simple, bro. This shit is real easy, to be honest with you. People make it hard. How hard is it to, if for instance, if you're doing OTR, how hard is it truly to calculate what it costs you to run your business? How hard is that? Not hard at all. But we see week in and week out, when people come up here, they don't do it. Some people don't know they're supposed to do it. Some people were told that as long as it's $2 a mile. Some people come up here that know they're supposed to do, and they just like, man, I just ain't did it. So what type of results you expect to see? %50 of being successful, it starts up here. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, then that's on you. That means you got a weak mind. Your mind knows you're supposed to do it, but it's not sending the signals to you to do it, or it is sending the signals to you to do it, and you so weak minded you don't do it. What you expect? You're gonna get the result. You're gonna get weak results. Still won't see somebody want to tell me how to start this business for less than 5. You got to give, no, Kevin, I have to give these people an opportunity, bro. I have to give them an opportunity. I'm not like the other people, bro. I don't block people when they challenge. I give them an opportunity. I let them come click the link and explain it. But ain't nobody can tell me how to do it. Tell me how to do it. I don't want to see it in the comments. I want to see you click the link and you tell me how to start a box truck business for less than $5,000. Tell me how to do it. I want to know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I've talked to people that have went that minuscule route and they got through by the hair on their chinny chin chin. And look at Ty. He didn't last 2 weeks. And he had more than 5. He had 10. He didn't last 2 weeks. Blew through 10 in 2 weeks. Not enough working capital. A bunch of things. The learning curve. It's just so many things that are required that are outside the initial cost of entry. Or those bullet points that a lot of the people that are trying to sell you the idea of coming into this industry at a minimal amount of money that they leave out. It's not in their interest to tell you what I'm telling you, because if they told you what I told you, it would deter you from clicking a link and buying their mentorships or purchasing this or purchase whatever products they sell. They hook you when they sell it to you and make it look and feel good, but then you don't deal with the reality until you got your foot in the door. Then you come into my DM and then you want me to, man, man, this person, man, I bought this, man. It was some bullshit, man. It was some bullshit, man. You the realest, man. I didn't like you at first, cause I didn't like what you were saying, but now that I did the dumb shit and I fucked up, now I believe it. I believe it now. So this is what I need you to do, Mark. I need you to, because I ain't got a voice. I ain't got a voice. I bought this shit and it was some bullshit. I spent $3,500 on this mentorship course and it was some Googleable shit. And I'm fucked up right now. I lost all this money in this box truck business and I ain't got a voice, so I need you to go at this person for me. Nah, pimp, I ain't doing that shit. Why? Why, Mark? No, you believe the dumb shit. Why would I go at somebody for doing what they supposed to do? They hustled you. Hustle gonna hustle. You a middle American. You fell for the bait. You a middle American. You fell for it. You middle American. You fell for it. They did what they were supposed to do. I can't. What you mad at them for? You should be mad at yourself. No, Mark, I was taking advantage of it. No, you wasn't. At the end of the day, you a business person. You made a decision for your business. Poor decision, but ultimately, the fate of the business ultimately relies on you. You have to make good decisions for the business. You made poor decisions. You hired poor consultation. You were taken advantage of, and you have to look in the mirror and point and say, that's on me. So I don't know. I think I proved my point for 2025. You can't do it. I mean, anybody that want to challenge me, I give them the opportunity. They don't click, so it is what it is, man. Your favorite people ain't gonna click it because, like I said, it's gonna expose it's gonna expose what they don't want exposed, and it's gonna be detrimental to the credibility, which is ultimately gonna be detrimental to the sales and the click funnels. So I already know when I challenge them, ain't nobody gonna click the link. But I have to prove it once a year because there's always people that are just stupid. See, last year and the year before last, I wasn't calling you stupid. But as time goes on, I'm just not gonna be politically correct. You stupid. You're dumb. 3.5 years almost of creating content. I haven't taken an L yet. And I know I'm not going to take one because I'm 100% right and 100% sure. It's just not logical. It doesn't, it's impossible. Would you open a restaurant with no working capital? Can you open up any business with no capital? You can't. So what makes you think you can start a box truck business with no capital? It's the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life. And only fools believe it. So I don't know, man. It's crickets out here, man. I think I came and did what I needed to do. I'm sorry if I like hurt your feelings and shit, but it was, uh, uh, it is what it is. I don't see no questions. I just see a lot of people agreeing with me. I think I saw Terrell. I think you left a super chat. I think Saturday. I think that was you. I don't think I acknowledged it, so I appreciate it. I did see it on the playback.
Sweet.
Let me see. Dub G, what's going on? Ain't seen you in a minute. There's a lot of idiots on Facebook trucking groups that need to hear this game, Mark. You know, the Facebook groups, they don't like Big Mark. They don't like Big Mark. You know why? Facebook groups is the most delusional groups I've ever seen. I was doing a series on going through reading them, and then I just stopped, man, because it just defeats the purpose. I'm just gonna let them stay over there and be dumb. I might bring that back, but yeah, those people over there are just stupid. Shark Life says my CPM video was clutch before you started booking loads. Appreciate it. Glad you found some value in it. Box Truck Mitch said everybody learned their lesson by now for challenging you, Mark. You know what? I know. But you gotta, it might be some guy out there that's a little brave. You never know. It might be somebody looming that's on the new that ain't watched some of that old content that just they gritting their teeth right now because they one of them people that's just running off hope and they got their little chest stuck out, and I'm trying to bait them. I'm doing my best. I didn't call them stupid. I didn't call them dumb. I'm trying my best to get somebody to click that link so I can destroy him. But man, I think you might be right, bro. I think everybody know by now that I've just destroyed everybody. But I hope one day, cause we ain't had no good. We need a good one, man. We eventually we gonna come across somebody. Eventually we gonna come across somebody. It's all good. Shout out to Andrew Green. Would be smart to get a business loan for 50. If somebody had good credit and had about 15, would it be smarter to get a business loan for 50,000 or get someone to finance a truck? A truck going between, if it's a truck going between 20 and 25, I would buy it. I would work, save up the money, and just cash out. Cash out. Would be smarter to get a business loan. Yeah, I wouldn't. Where you gonna get the loan from? Where you gonna get the loan on a new business? Who's gonna loan you the money? Who's gonna loan you the money? I'm curious. Who's loaning a brand new trucking business money to get started? Where are you going to get the money? Who's going to loan you the money? Who's going to give you the business loan? So we had almost 100 people in here, and didn't nobody take the bait. Damn, bro, that's crazy. I thought we was gonna get at least one. Ah, man, I was really amped up for it too. I really wanted a good debate. Let's see who else we got. Somebody said roast Dante London. Nah, we done with Dante for a while. Mike said bought my truck outright. Tough, right? Bought my truck outright. Tough few months, but you told me from the jump. I'm always break it. I'm always give you the truth. Yeah, it's always gonna be tough at the beginning because you don't know anything. You're trying to navigate, figure things out, build relationships. Like there's so much to learn at the beginning, and what people who've never ran a business don't understand is that there's a such thing called a learning curve, and it's not free. You're not trying to learn how to play basketball in your backyard and you practicing jump shots. After your mom and dad went out and bought the hoop, put it in and shit like that, and you out there shooting jump shots every day and all night, yeah. But a business, this learning curve, it costs. Why? Because there's costs associated with the business every single day. The rental, if you renting a truck, which most people that believe this shit, that's 5,000 shit, those are pretty much people who are coming in renting. If the truck don't move, the rent Penske or Enterprise or a rider, they don't, all right, man, we gonna not charge you that day. No, it's gonna cost you. Insurance is costing you. Everything is costing you. Your ELD, monthly subscription, all this shit is costing. It doesn't stop because you don't have work. One of the a major cost of a new entrant that people do not factor in because they're ignorant is the learning curve cost. Mark, have you ever talked about we did an episode on a Wiseman about that when it was viral like 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. We did it when it was a big deal, when everybody was reacting to it. So that was like maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. So yeah. Yep. So that's my take, man. I don't it's just the level of ignorance, man, it's just I don't know. So we got to give people a chance to explain, but I don't think we're gonna get nobody. I don't think we're gonna get nobody. So you can't do it. This is my 2025 edition. You can't do it. I'm gonna tell you it's impossible. It's impossible. 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 You can't do it. Can't do it, pimp. Sorry. Sorry. So that's it, man. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the gym. And we're gonna be in for a fun week. I think I'm gonna expound a little bit more this week. I think we're gonna get back into the whole cheap freight because I'm starting to see that start to bubble again. A lot of people are angry. They keep talking about this cheap freight shit, which don't exist. That shit don't exist. So I might want to expand a little bit more on that this week. I think this week I'm just gonna tackle ignorance. Because I just want to debate really. So I'm trying to find a victim. I'm really trying to find a victim. I really want a good debate. So I have to find a way to piss some people off that they're going to come in this link and I'm going to expose how stupid they are. So I'm gonna get off of here now. I'm gonna hit the gym and I'm gonna be brainstorming on how to trigger some of these people that we see on the internet complaining about how bad trucking is and the rates, and they keep taking cheap freight. How I can get them to click the link so I can debate them. I gotta really think of something clever, but I'm gonna work on it. No questions. All right, Fanny, you say you're gonna find the video cool. All right, I'm going about my day. Until next time, peace.